the curtain was pulled back and we got to see who people really were. I don't have a lot of friends, and I admit, I used to say, God, I have so many friends. God, look at all my friends. This is great. My buddy this, my buddy that. Have you been around anyone that you're constantly hearing them say, hey, my buddy, a buddy of mine, or my buddy, a buddy of mine, my bud, my bro, a buddy, and it's just like nonstop. And I always wonder about that. Like, maybe that person just really needs friends. But, when you always have buddies and friends, and that's great, having lots of friends. And let me tell you, I spent years and years and years in Denali National Park, tons of friends, different friends too, every year, because it was a seasonal job. All my old friends were there. They're still there. And then there's, all the people that filter through, hey, my new friends. Yeah, it's my best friend. Hey, my best friend said, and I never really felt comfortable with saying my best friend. It's my other best friend. So I had like 5 best friends, or 10 maybe. So at one point, there were a lot of friends, right? Maybe you feel the same way I do. Maybe they're just used to, I'm 60, so yeah, I've had these years to kind of process. But I talk to people in their 20s that say, yeah, I used to have a lot of friends. I don't really have any anymore. And I'm out all the time talking to people. So a little bit of background on what I think is going on, and with that kind of thing, I know I make a lot of videos about what I think's going on out there. Well, I'm out here, so why not? It affects me a little bit, interaction with people. No, I don't have any friends. And I always, I thought, well, the one thing I will say first is, remember the thing that happened when we really couldn't interact together? Well, that kind of split people up, and people kind of lost friends over that. And, a lot of people say, God, I lost family, I lost friends, I lost so many friends. And I have to think about that, is if you think about it, how many friends did you really have? And when I went to Colombia and almost died, that was my that was my gauge on how many friends I really have. Friend is somebody who just is like, okay, what's wrong? And I got to figure it out, I got to help them out. Now, I think I have 3 of those. The friends that I used to call friends, well, they're acquaintances, and they're people I interacted with and had good times with. That word really got messed up, especially with Facebook. So many friends. I got all these friends. I have 5,000 friends. And you probably got like 1 out of that 5,000, right? So you learn who your friends are when, the shit hits the fan and things go bad for you. And good luck finding them. Now, thank God, if you have friends, and a lot of them, and people that will just help you all the time, and you just don't have any problem with that, you're blessed. And maybe you've lived enough lives now where you don't have to do this again. But at this point, I think it's real common. A lot of people are alone. They're saying, well, I used to have a lot of friends. Most important thing that I find out here is these people didn't change. Neither did I. Nobody really changed. That's it. What happened was the curtain was pulled back, and we got to see who people really were and are. That's all it is, and that's okay. It's just who people are. And so you can't hide it. Once the stuff hits the fan and chaos happens, your real you comes out, man. It just like manifests, and all the bad and all the good comes to a head. And if you come to help, if you stand, if you come to the rescue, you're a real good-hearted human using the moral compass, but if you're cowering away and then I'm afraid you got to maybe try again. You got more lessons to learn maybe. But friends, I can count them half a hand, and they're wonderful people. They're in my heart, and this is not bad. It just kind of filters out for me what it really means to call a friend a friend. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.